I'm just feeling some good vibes from our friends up north today because I am reviewing the Silk and Snow mattress. This is a Canadian mattress company, but they also have factories in the US, so there's a lot to love about them. But before I get into all the fun details, remember, you can find this full mattress review at mattressclarity.com and some money-saving coupons in the description box below. Let's get started. The Silk and Snow mattress is 10 inches tall, which is a bit shorter than many others you'll find out there, but it does cost a bit less than others as well. But let's talk about what's inside this mattress, beginning with the cover and going down. Well, first of all, it's got a thin, stretchy material all around the outside of the mattress. But the coolest thing about it is that it actually has a zipper. So you can remove it and machine wash it. So if you get it dirty, you just need a nice little spruce, super easy to do. And underneath the cover, you'll find the first comfort layer. This material is gel infused memory foam. And as you can see, it is super slow moving. When I press my hand into it, you can see my thumbprints are still there, and it takes a while for the material to pop back into place. Underneath this, you've got a nice layer of transitional foam, and at the very bottom is a high density layer of base foam. This is what gives you that lumbar support that you need, and it helps extend the life of the mattress. Overall, we expect this bed to last about 5 to 7 years because it is all foam. Here at Mattress Clarity, we always pay close attention to firmness and feel. So let's see what the Silk and Snow is all about, starting with its firmness level. So at Mattress Clarity, we have a firmness scale that goes from 1 to 10, with 6.5 indicating the industry standard for medium firm beds. That also just so happens to be exactly what the Silk and Snow feels like. It's a nice medium firm, get a good balance of comfort and support, not too firm, but not too soft either. Let's also talk about what this bed feels like. So it is an all foam mattress, so it doesn't have a lot of spring or responsiveness to it. You can see when I press my hand into it, it's very slow moving. And when I lie down on top of it, I do kind of feel like I'm sinking inside of the mattress rather than lying straight on top of it. So if you like that feeling, this could be great. But if you're one of those people who prefers to lie on top of their bed, may not be a good choice. Another really good way to demonstrate that is with, here we go, my handy squash ball. So I'm gonna drop it from shoulder height. And you can see it does not get very much bounce on this mattress at all. That slow moving memory foam kind of stops it in its tracks and keeps it right where it is. How much you enjoy a mattress really depends on what sleeping position you're in throughout the night. So let's talk about it. For me personally, when I'm resting on my back, this mattress doesn't provide quite enough lumbar support for me. As you saw in the construction, that top layer is super slow moving, so I really feel it kind of hugging my lower back, and I just need a little bit more firmness and support there. But it is great whenever I move over to my side because that slow moving foam really cushions my shoulders and my hip, which helps alleviate pressure and keep me comfy. But again, this mattress may not work well for stomach sleepers because it's just not supportive enough. You need something that'll keep your hips elevated. Otherwise, it'll dip into that top layer and could start to feel some lower back pain over time.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. You definitely want to think about your body type when you're searching for a mattress, and I'm definitely a bigger person than Alyssa, here to offer a perspective of a large sleeper. So first off, let's talk about firmness. For me, I also felt like a 6.5 out of 10, about medium in terms of firmness. But looking at the sleeping positions in particular on my back, not the best match for me. It is a thinner mattress overall, not the most supportive mattress. As a heavier back, so you're bringing more overall support and more lumbar support as well. Not really getting that with the Silk and Snow mattress. Moving to my side, okay pressure relief in my shoulders and my hips, but again, I'm pressing pretty far into this mattress, feeling some pressure in those areas. Moving to my stomach at the same time, not quite supportive enough for someone of my weight, not enough support under my hips. I am bowing in there and I am getting out of alignments. So overall, probably not the best match for a heavier sleeper like myself.
We've heard my own subjective opinion about this mattress, but let's not leave it at that. Let's also take a look at our pressure map. I'm gonna rest on my back, side, and stomach, and you'll see everything from blue, which means no pressure at all the way to red, which means that there is a lot of pressure. So starting on my back, you'll see that there's surprisingly very little pressure happening here. Personally, when I was experiencing it, I thought I would see a little bit of pressure along my lower back, but thankfully that's not really there. So that could just be more of a personal preference on my end. I just like something a touch firmer while I'm back sleeping. Moving over to my side, no surprise at all. There is very little pressure happening here, and you really want to pay close attention to the shoulders and the hips because that is where a lot of tension builds up when you're side sleeping. But again, with the Silk and Snow, you're in the clear. And last but not least, let's talk about what it feels like when you're stomach sleeping. So I mentioned earlier, this is not a great pick for stomach sleepers, and I still stand by that. You're not gonna see a lot of pressure on here, which is a great thing, but I do think that over time, as this mattress softens, your hips will sink into it a little bit more, and there is a chance that you could develop pain. But right off the bat, good news is not gonna a lot of pressure on this pressure map. If you share a bed with a partner, you really want to pay close attention to your mattress's motion isolation. What this means is that if you're on one side of the bed and your partner gets in on the other and they start switching sleeping positions, are you going to feel that movement come over to your side of the bed? Well, one way we test that is with a handy glass of water. So watch as I press into the top layers around it, and if you see a lot of movement happening in the glass, that's a good indicator that it doesn't isolate motion well. So as you can see, as I press into it, there's very little movement happening in this glass, and that's to be expected. This is an all foam bed, and traditionally all foam beds isolate motion really well. So if you share a bed with a partner, you should not worry about waking up if they toss and turn throughout the night. Another thing you want to think about if you share a bed with a partner is your mattress's edge support. And this means exactly what it sounds like. If you're sitting or resting near the side of the bed, are you going to feel secure or are you going to feel like you might roll off? Well, because it has that really nice and plush comfort layer, I do sink into this mattress quite a bit. As you can see, it kind of goes all the way down to where that base foam is. But let's see what it's like when I'm lying down on it. So whenever I get to the side here, I do notice the lack of edge support, especially along where my elbow is and my knee. Not really a huge issue for me, I'm 5'3", but if you're a taller or a heavier person, there's a chance that this could become an issue. So something to keep in mind if edge support is super important to you. Let's chat about the pros and cons of the Silk and Snow mattress, starting with the good stuff. First of all, this mattress is a great choice if you love a slow-moving memory foam feel. You're gonna gently sink into this mattress and get lots of pressure relief and comfort. And because of that, it's also a great pick for side sleepers. If you rest in this sleeping position, you shouldn't feel any pain or tension along your shoulders or your hips. Another really cool thing about this mattress is that it has a removable and washable cover. So if you spill wine on it or anything like that, you can easily get the stain out and keep your mattress clean. We've also got to talk about some of the cons of this mattress. So first of all, this bed is not a great choice for people who really love bouncy mattresses. This bed is entirely made out of foam, so you will sink into the top layer just a little bit. It's also not a great pick for heavier people. If you're a little bit taller or larger, you might sink through that comfort layer a bit and you won't get the support that you need. It's also not a great pick for stomach sleepers. Stomach sleepers are gonna need a firmer mattress because on this bed, your hips might sink out of alignment and this could lead to lower back pain over time. When you're buying a new bed, it's really important to read the fine print. So here's an overview of what you can expect if you order a Silk and Snow mattress. First of all, they do offer free shipping and free returns. They have a 100-night sleep trial period and a 15-year warranty. Plus, different bedding accessories are available. Memory foam love.
Cut. Elissa, as Americans, I think we're kind of being patronizing to the Canadians with the use of their anthem like that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But I have an idea. You're gonna read that part right there
Okay.
while holding this.
Cool.
And I'm gonna get this on you.
Nice.
There you go. All right,
Okay.
action.
For mattress reviews as delicious as poutine and labatt, head over to mattressclarity.com. Now I'm off to Tim Hortons to hang out with NHL star Connor McDavid and beloved Canadian singer Celine Dion. Woo! Tough Eye Report!